In 2012, we found out we were expecting our third child. At 25 weeks, at an appointment at that high-risk doctor 5 weeks later, is where they found his heart defect and diagnosed him on that day with something called transposition of the great arteries.
Transposition of the great arteries we found was where the two main arteries leaving the heart are transposed or reversed. So his body wasn't able to oxygenate once he got out of the womb.
Without surgery, transposition of the great arteries is death.
They can only survive a few days at the most.
Levi was a scheduled C-section, and so we knew he would be born on February the 19th. That morning was just a scary time in one way, but then in another way, you know, we had prayed a lot and we had to put our faith in the Lord that He had gotten together the right team of doctors, and everybody was in place, and so we were ready. Moments after he was born, he was very, very sick, sicker than what the doctor originally anticipated, and so they called transport immediately, and he was transported probably within an hour of birth to the Children's Hospital. His oxygen levels were extremely low, probably not compatible with life at that point. But then when he got to the Children's Hospital, he was taken to the cath lab, and he was also diagnosed with pulmonary hypertension at that point. His surgery was on day 7, so at a week old, he had his surgery. But those first 7 days prior to surgery was a lot of sadness, a lot of diagnosis, you know, that we were afraid of. Probably day 5, they didn't give us a whole lot of hope for survival at that point.
It was kind of a tough time leading up to the surgery because it was almost as if he was deteriorating. It wasn't like we were getting any good news. It was constant bad.
But he went to surgery on day 7. It lasted 9 hours. The doctor came in and told us that he no longer had pulmonary hypertension, and he fixed the switch in his heart.
He got better. It was almost immediately he started recovering. He didn't have pulmonary hypertension. All of a sudden he looked better. You know, he looked more normal from that day on. Transposition hasn't been around that long. From what we found from our doctor, they had attempted it back in the 1950s unsuccessfully. The very first surgery that was successful was in 1975. Arterial switch started being the procedure of choice, I guess, in the mid-1980s. Mm-hmm. So, you know, he had told us that if, at our age, if we had this surgery when we were young, we wouldn't have made it. Or if we had this complication when we were young, we wouldn't have made it.
Not many people can say that they have seen their child's heart, but I feel like God gave us the opportunity to be able to see just the healing that had happened, the miracle that we had, and that the doctors were able to fix his heart. A normal day for us with Levi is a whole lot of happiness, a lot of love, a lot of running, jumping, playing ball, whether it's football, baseball, basketball. He loves sports. One great thing about the American Heart Association is they allow the opportunity for students to be involved through something called Hoops for Heart. We want to celebrate Levi's life and the American Heart Association. So we did. We started collecting orders for t-shirts that said Team Levi on them. And on the day of Hoops for Heart at their elementary school, it just so happened on the same exact day, Levi had his checkup, his heart checkup with his cardiologist, and got a great report. And so from there, we went to the elementary school and took Levi. And it was just a great way for us as a family to get involved with the American Heart Association, maybe a way for us just to say thank you to the people who give. If you have given to the American Heart Association, you have given Levi life.
Imagine how much more research can be done with your gift.
Thank you, American Heart Association.